This is a short video that may assist in creating this part by looking at the PDF files, and it may answer questions to kind of work in conjunction with the PDF files. And you'll see my system here. Hopefully this helps. It's short, but you'll be able to pause as you're working. So the first step is to download the file, the sketch, which looks like this before, and then just extrude that 1 inch. And then to create this sketch, here's the dimensions, a little clearer possibly. Parallel dimensions, and revolve around this axis. To do this dimension here, you need a center line and so there is a center line drawn through here. And then fillets are added to the outside. There are 7 edges. Next, there are more fillets added. That is just a edge fillet, and tangent propagation means it follows that edge all the way around. 0.275. Creating 3 planes from the front plane. The first plane is 3 inches, the second plane is 5 inches, and the third plane is 6 inches from the front plane, going off in, this is more complete, so look at the sketch going, it says to the right side. Then you're going to loft those. Actually, you have to make 4 sketches. The first one on the front plane, here that is. A symmetric relation is between the center line, or this edge, center line, and this edge. And same with sketch number 4, a symmetric relation between here and here and here. And that's done by holding the shift key, clicking on the center, clicking on that edge, and you'll get the option for symmetric. I already have one added, so it will probably give me an error. It didn't give me an error, but there was already one added. On sketch 5 is a circle. And then it asks you to segment that. Tools, sketch tools, split entity. And then you'll click 4 places and have to add a dimension, a 1 inch dimension between 2 of these points. The split entity made this by adding 4 points into 4 segments, and then you add horizontal and vertical relations as well as this dimension and that dimension, and that should fully define it. The 6th sketch on that is this sketch, and I converted entities. I had to click all 4 of these. The book didn't make that clear. You click all 4 of those segments and then hit OK, after you hit convert entities. And that would make that sketch. And then you loft. And by lofting, you need to make sure that these green points are kind of lined up. If I move this over here, I get a twist. So you can actually click and drag those green points. And then he shows, if you right click, you can mesh preview and something else in here, don't remember. It just helps you see it a little better. Then you're going to create another sketch. These 5 circles. I had a little issue with tangenting one of these. So I just had to kind of keep deleting my tangent relation until I selected the right edge. But I didn't think that all the other ones went smoothly, just a distance. And some vertical relations between the origin and that, this hole or this circle and this circle, and then distances. When you extrude those, you extrude with draft. 1 degree draft, not outward. And they're going to pop up like that. Distance of 1.25. Next, you will make a sketch. This is kind of off of this surface, or on that surface, I should say. On this surface, and the sketch looks that you'll need a center line to add that angle. Make sure you have perpendicular relations when you draw a sketch. If you're careful, it'll just snap your perpendicular relations. I had to make these 2 parallel after I did my sketch, but add relations accordingly to get 90-degree corners and these proper dimensions. And then you revolve that around that one axis, or around this straight line, 360 degrees, merge results. The next is a series of fillets. I will go through each of these. You have to make sure you choose the proper face fillet. It's not showing here. If I move back out of this and go to fillet, it's this one here, face fillet. Apologize about the background noise. And you do that 4 times, where you choose a face and then make sure you have the proper fillet radius, and it changes twice. The top 2 are 2.25, and the bottom are 1.175, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. 0.15. And you have to select the second box. If you just click the two edges, for instance, this face will clear both of these. I can redo this one. Clear, clear. So the first is this face, and the second is this face. And that puts that nice face fillet in there. And that happens 4 times. Pay attention to the dimensions. The next step, he mirrors this revolve around the mirror plane is the right plane. Pretty simple. Choose the right plane for this box and choose the feature for this box. Then he adds a bunch of fillets. Here, there, I ended up with 9 edges in the loop. What was the loop? So you can kind of see all those edges at a 0.175 radius. The next step, he shells. And in the shell command, you have to choose, you make it 80 thousandths and choose 10 faces. It's all of the openings, including these bosses. There's 10 faces. They turn blue when you select them. The next step is to add more fillets. These were hard to see. I ended up with 16 edges. And they're the outer edges of these and inner edges here. Just the outer, not the inner edge. $16 total at 0.625, or it's a 1/16 of an inch. Then the rib command. Rib may be new to some of you. You have to make a sketch. And the sketch is simple. It's just one line. It has to be coincident with this edge. I accidentally snapped it to the midpoint here and some other point here. So I had to delete the relation and then re-add the relation and the dimensions. So that's a common mistake, to accidentally snap to a midpoint. But it's just one line. And then you hit the rib command and have to give that a dimension of 1 degree draft, but 0.275 in both sides. So it ribs in the middle as shown. If this arrow is in the wrong direction, it won't work. You need it facing, and it fills in it right up to the surface. Of course, this one was mirrored. The next step is to add a fillet on that. This is maybe a new fillet to you also. It is a full round fillet is what you choose. Full round. And when you do the full round, it gives you you have to choose 3. This the highlighted area doesn't automatically move. I had to click a face, then click here and click the top edge, and then click here and click the back face. And it would look like this. Face 1, face 3, face 2. With that face, the top face, here I'll do it for you. Clear. I have my rib. The first is this, the second is this, and the third is here. Full round fillet. Then we mirror both of those, meaning the rib and the fillet, about the right plane. Then we add a couple more micro fillets. This was hard to see in the book, all of them. I ended up with 11. I think I got them all. The inside edge and the corner here, inside edge, I have 11 at 0.025 or 25 thousandths. And then one more fillet, which was 175 thousandths, 2 edges. It filled all the way automatically. With our class rules, if there's no material assigned, make it copper. And mass properties, .718 pounds. Hopefully that was helpful.